Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. How are you guys all doing well? In this particular video, we're going to be talking about Harry Kane. He's obviously been presented as a Bayern Munich player, did his little press conference next to Driesen, and basically he's had some English questions, some German questions, and we're just going to react to it. So this is going to be his first interview. Of course it's not, but normally we bring in a player, we get the player, and they do this straight away. It happened with Sadio Mane, and it's happened with a lot of players in the past. But yeah, if you're going to enjoy, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, all of that good stuff. Hopefully you don't move. Please stay there. You're literally balancing on a tripod. No, you're on a tripod balancing on a suitcase. So hopefully it doesn't fall. Let's go though. So I don't really care what Driesen's got to say, with no disrespect. I just wanted to see what Harry Kane's got to say. So straight away, Harry Kane on his arrival in Munich, he said it was a fantastic experience. A lot has happened, many new faces. The welcome, my family, and what I felt was fantastic, especially at the game last night. I'm happy to be here and want to get to work. On why he left Spurs, he said, I've always wanted to challenge myself at the highest level. I want to play in the Champions League and compete every year for titles. That's why I came to FC Bayern. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world, which gives me opportunity to do that. Bingo, nail on the head. And I do agree with him in the fact that, you know, that's probably one of the main reasons he has come to Bayern, because if Tottenham did get Champions League football last season, I think he would have stayed. I really do. He said the past few days have been intense. For me, this was my first big transfer. I'm just happy to be here. I wish Tottenham nothing but the best. I wish Daniel Levy nothing but the best. I'm here now and I hope I can help the team. He was then asked, Kane on joining the Bundesliga. He said, I've spent my whole life in England, in the Premier League. I have to adapt to a new league and new teams. There are some great teams in the league. Everyone expects Bayern to become champions, but the opponents are getting better, as you saw by Leipzig. I agree. Kane on the Champions League final at Wembley. I definitely want to try and get tickets to that. Definitely, that would be sick. He said that's still a long way off, but the fact that Champions League will be at Wembley is great. Of course, I'm also here to win the Champions League with this team. The prospect of winning the Champions League in London, of course, is nice, but it's extremely a long way. So basically saying it's not round the corner, basically. And I don't see us doing it with Tuchel. He was then asked about facing Bayern Munich in the 7-2 loss. He said, what game? He said, I don't remember that, and laughed. And then he goes on to say, it was a difficult game for us. I remember I scored a penalty. Bayern is one of the best teams in the world, but that game had no influence on my decision. Bayern is a big club and I'm happy to be here. On his decision, he said it was clear that it would be a difficult decision. I was at Tottenham for 19 years. The club is part of my heart. I felt like now is the right time. I want to win titles. When Bayern contacted me, I knew I wanted to do it. Then Kane on the family moving to Munich. So 2 days ago, I was sitting in London and we didn't quite know how things were going to go. The kids probably think it's like a vacation, but I'll sit down and I'll explain it to them. And without a doubt, like, I agree. Driesen was asked about negotiations with Levy and Bayern breaking the 100 million barrier for Kane. I'll just quickly mention this one because I think it's important, but he said the 100 million is not the new norm. FC Bayern's DNA is that we invest heavily when we're convinced on something. It's a reason. It's an unreasonable amount for Kane, basically. On his price tag, Kane said 100 million is a lot of money. I felt that responsibility to repay that. They paid the money to try and achieve big things, and I want to achieve big things, so we're on the same path with that. On leaving England, he said, I never wanted to get to the end of my career and have regret not experiencing different leagues and cultures. Thomas Tuchel played a big part in getting the deal done. We made the best decision for me and my family. On Thomas Muller, he said he's already asked me for a game of golf. God's sake, that's just Muller all over, isn't it? A game of golf. He's one of the biggest leaderships in this team. I'm excited to play with him. I think we can complement each other a lot. Each other very well. I can't speak, which I do agree with, because Thomas Muller was with Lewandowski. On the German language, Kane said, of course, I'm going to try and learn. I want to try and embrace the culture and the country. I want to have at least 1 or 2 lessons every week. It will be tough, but it's something I will be willing to try. And you know, German is one of the hardest languages. And remember, a lot of the team speak English. Like, we have loads and loads of German I don't think countrymen's the right word, but people that live in Germany that are on this channel, that in the comments, in the live chats and everything, and they understand what I'm saying, and I'm not speaking, I can't even speak proper English, let alone German, so 100%. Kane on last night, he said, it was amazing to see the reception I got. Throughout the game, I could hear them singing, I wanted to come here and win, but wasn't the case. It's not time to panic. It's a long season ahead. Thank you to the fans. Hopefully I can give them a reason to cheer. On his targets at Bayern Munich, he said, for me, it's to try and win every title that we have this season. That's the target. We want to see that at Bayern Munich. I think if we get to the end of the season and we haven't won every trophy, then the club will be a little bit disappointed. Gets that mentality straight away. I'm all for that. The team got off to a bad start yesterday. We conceded early, which is never easy. I think it knocked some of the confidence out of the players. I see players with great quality, great personality. Hopefully with the addition of me, a bit of leadership, we can help the team. I don't think he meant it like that, by the way, because we already have leadership in the team, but let's carry on. Kane on the fans tracking his flight to Munich on Friday said, I didn't even know you could track planes. I hope I can repay everyone who is watching that plane with some good performances. On Kai Walker not joining him in Munich, he said, I haven't managed to catch up with him yet. I'll speak to him next time we meet at the national team. If he decides to stay, the decision is down to him. You have to respect that, which I agree with. Kane, he said, I've always said if there was a deal that suited all 3 parties, then I wanted to do it. Gareth Southgate sent me a text yesterday congratulating me. He knows his striker for England is playing at the highest level, and that can only help the national team, which I also agree on without doubt. Kane on whether his upcoming child will be born in Germany. Bit personal, but okay. And on his family, he said, we haven't decided yet. We'll decide in the next weeks. My wife's family, my mum and dad, my brother, I brought all of them over. I want them to be with me. Bit personal, but I do understand it, because obviously his wife, Kate, is it Katie or Kate? One of them. His wife is very heavily pregnant, so I get that. Kane on whether he spoke to the teammates about moving abroad. He said, I spoke to Kieran Trippier about his time in Madrid. He absolutely loved it. I think it really helped him as a player. Which I agree with, and then there's just loads of videos. So yeah, there's that. Bayern Munich also broke a record in terms of income. The club has never made so many sales in one day in shops and online stores in a single day. The club sold well over 10,000 Harry Kane shirts, which is a lot of bloody money. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Either way, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until then, mia san mia, peace out, people.